Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the first episode. The purpose of this, I'm trying to find people to relate to and trying to build a community. I think it's really important because I'm finding it difficult to find real people, in day-to-day interactions. And I'm also trying to work on my communication skills. Sorry, I'm just out on a walk out here. It's dark and it's this little paved trail next to a freeway kind of on the outskirts of the town I live in. Stars are out. It's nice. But yeah, this episode I wanted to talk about what it was like being raised by a BPD, borderline personality disorder, single mother. And yeah, I'm sure you've heard it all before, how potentially damaging being raised by a single mother, specifically being a male or female really, how damaging that is, and the statistics of, the amount of people who are in prison who have been raised in single family parent households, which the majority of those are mother households, single mother households. And yeah, so I just wanted to provide my insight on that, trying to provide value here. I don't want to just get on here and just complain, but I feel like I remember how I was when I was younger. I was filled with anger, a lot of anger, and I'm almost 26 now. I might not sound like it, but I am. But yeah, I was filled with anger and just not knowing anything about the world, So I had a sister growing up and two older brothers who weren't in the house, and my sister and I were with our mother mostly. And her being BPD, she never really took responsibility for anything that she did. Nothing was her fault. She constantly said that she was the most unselfish person that she knew, which, like, right there, it's like, okay, do you not see there's a problem with what you're saying there? It's like, that's like saying I'm the most humble, right? And so that doesn't really work. But in reality, she was pretty selfish. I mean, she worked all the time, and then when she wasn't at work, she was just sleeping, and and she constantly recounts of how my sister and I only remember the bad parts of hanging out, of being with her. But it's like, that's all we remember, And, it is a bit of a bummer to think that she put, if she did think she was putting in that much effort, that she didn't get anything out of it. And it's like, and the reality is there's a huge single mother epidemic. And, you could debate on what's causing this. It could be feminism, or, that women don't seem to really need men anymore, and even if they struggle, gosh, yeah. I'm so sorry, this is gonna be pretty chaotic because I don't have a script or anything, but this is just how I communicate. I'm gonna jump from thing to thing, and hopefully it'll make some sense and be relatable to some people. I think this is how I process information. I have to, sorry, I'm checking the storage here. Okay, we're good. Yeah, it's just how I process. And so excuse me if I get off a little bit, but yeah, the main topic is being raised by a single mother, specifically BPD, and how that shaped my views of the world. So yeah, so with that, her being very unstable, I kind of saw and thought, like, at the beginning, like, this is just, I had to think, this is just my mom, she's just the one lady who's like this, and I need to not take this into future relationships, and thinking that women are going to be like this. And so I did that, and I got some relationships, and then those women were equally as vapid or confusing. I don't want to say crazy, but just a level of selfishness was there, and just like I actually don't really care. I actually want this. They'll say all the nice things in the world, but you gotta watch what they do. And I always try to be a really balanced type person. I really try and consider every side of every argument, everything. It's like, I can see, maybe it's not their fault, maybe it's like, and to some degree that's true. It seems like it's some sort of programming where and I don't want to so yeah, I know a lot about the red pill and black pill stuff. And unfortunately I do. Unfortunately, it's not a thing that you find happily. It's like, oh boy, it usually comes after like you're getting screwed over because no girls want you. But yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. Where everything was going, just fine and dandy with these girls, and then all of a sudden they would cause the arguments. They would, on purpose. And I noticed it even when I was younger, like 18. And that's kind of when I became red pill, and I spent like a time just like fighting. It's like, no, this can't be real. This can't be the thing, this can't be all women, not all women in the wall, right? Not all women are like that. But anyway, yeah, I kind of found it's like, shoot, this is true. Like I thought love was real, when I was 18. I was like, these women will love me, and I just gotta stick it out, and I was working hard, and I was trying to do my best, but in the end they ended up causing the arguments, picking out flaws in me. Like they would break me down. I'm telling you, there's this one who was she had just got broken up with, so she fancied me right after that, for stability of course, but I didn't see that. I was like, she likes me, and she was way out of my league, like way out of my league. And based on how she was acting, and now I know, it's like, yeah, she wasn't too interested in me, just because of her willingness to do intimate things with me, because when a girl actually likes you, then she'll do whatever to make you happy. Like seriously, that's true. Don't push it with any girl, because don't try it too hard, I guess is what I'm saying, because if they like you, they'll make it easy. But yeah, and so now I realize that, and it was, so I was just a placeholder, and I realized that it's like, that's really crushing, when you're 18 or 19, you're just like, oh wow, I wasn't their best option. And I think that's a really hard reality to accept, and a lot of guys don't. And a lot of guys, like I had a lot of friends, and I still talk to them occasionally, but they're what people in the manosphere would call blue pill, and they straight up just don't want to talk about this stuff. I tried talking about it with them, and they get frustrated, even though like none of them have had girlfriends. None of them have had really good success. I actually have, because I have a decent looking face. I'm decent looking. I'm not. I'm like at like average height, which isn't good, but average isn't good anymore. But yeah. So I've actually had some success, and I think that frustrates them, and so the friendship's always been really strained because of that. But yeah, so I saw these same patterns with these women that I saw in my mother, and I don't know if my mother was what they call alpha widowed by my dad. I think she was, because she was like obsessed over him for like 17 years. I think it was, even though he was off like living his own life, and she was just nuts. She would like leave him crazy voicemails, be like super abusive and manipulative to him, using us against him. Like my mom told my sister and I to never tell our dad that we love him. Like that's fucked up. Right? It's like, that's messed up. You don't do that. But in her crazy head, like that's like what he deserves. It's like, that's nuts, dude. Like, you don't do that. You don't use your kids as a weapon. Like, but a lot of these women do that. And I try to think about why would you do that? You're creating hell on earth for yourself and other people. You're creating hell before you die. And actually go there. That's the joke, right? But not that oh God, that's another topic about church and stuff. I'll bring that up too. But this video is already going on 10 minutes, and I've just been jabbering and jabbering. But hopefully, this has been relatable to some people. But gosh, there's a lot to talk about, and I just kind of free-handed this. Yeah. But yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is I experienced female nature early on in life. And for that I'm thankful. But a lot of guys experience that and have single mothers, and sometimes the single mothers are more crafty and they'll manipulate their sons to stay with them. My mom wasn't that crafty, I guess. Because I think I saw through it, and like, yeah, and I was just like, this lady's crazy. I gotta get the heck out of here. And so that's good. And that was a big part of, becoming a man and growing up for me. Sorry, these cars keep driving by super loud. I'm not sure if you guys can hear them. But yeah, so I'm thankful for that, but it was hell. And, and it hasn't made life easy. I've had to learn so much on my own and, and that's one thing I'm thankful about the church for, is I was involved in church and there was men there that would take me in, even though I don't think I believe in God anymore. It doesn't make sense too much to me. Things seem too much leaning towards evolutionary, and it's specifically I'm gonna make a video connecting those two, of how I saw female nature, and I just saw like, yeah, this God stuff doesn't really make sense. And maybe it's all connected, maybe it's not. I'm totally open to talking about this, that religious stuff. I was a worship director for a long time, and anyway, yeah, that's another video. But yeah, so yeah, if anyone else is out there and they had grew up with a single mother, you're not alone. And hopefully, if you want to talk, or something, we could talk in the comments below. But I'll help whatever way I can. I am pretty busy, and I'll talk about school stuff and work and just life in general. I'm not sure what to name the channel, but I'll have a name up eventually here. And I guess you'll see what it is before you watch the video. But yeah, so just the instability of female nature, and I just saw that, and I just saw my friends wanting to ignore that and hoping, the hope strategy. And I just don't believe that anymore. You can hope, but if you just don't have the looks, you just don't have it. They're just not good looking. And sure, you can get a bunch of money, and get a house. Like one of my friends, he has a house now. And it's like, well, dude, it's not going to matter, because what woman is going to be, wanting you at that point when you have all this stuff? One that wants money, And if you're looking for love, that's not the right place, because a woman only loves you if she thinks you're her best option. And it's a slippery slope, my friend, because if another guy comes to the picture and he's better looking or better in any area, then you're shit out of luck. And especially if he's better looking, she's going to cheat on you. I'd like to say oh, that's not all women, but man, I've just seen too much, and I've experienced too much, because I've been that guy who's better looking, and damn, they are ruthless. And it's like, so yeah, I had a friend who had a girl, that he liked. He just kept hanging out with her, and he was trying to do the right thing. He was trying to do, what the church taught him. It's like, oh, go on dates and court, and stuff like that. And she wasn't really even a Christian girl in the first place. She had all the signs of being a girl that's been run through. And I knew that, but he didn't. And so I did a crappy thing, I think, and I ended up hooking up with her, and I think that's why they don't like me even more. Fair enough. And I shouldn't have done that, and I should have done the bros before hoes kind of thing, but I could tell he already didn't like me in the first place, and it was the friendship was hanging on by a thread. But obviously I still feel guilty about it because I'm talking about it. But anyway, so yeah, sorry, this video is kind of a tangent. It's kind of random, but I'm gonna start trying to make more of these. Maybe I'll make them daily. I'm not sure. I'm pretty motivated today for some reason, but anyway, let me know what you think in the comments if you actually stuck through it. That'd be cool. Yeah. So this has been Ben, and thanks for listening.